Can you help me?
On an unusually quiet stretch of beach, Marcus, an unsuspecting sunburned tourist, wandered barefoot, daydreaming about nothing in particular when he spotted something shiny near the waterline. At first, he thought it was a piece of trash washed up by the tide, but as he got closer, his eyes widened. Whoa! A girl! Only, it wasn't just any girl. She had long, flowing hair that shimmered like sea foam, her skin a pearlescent turquoise, and her lower half, a sparkling, fish-like tail, was hopelessly embedded in the wet sand. She was, unmistakably, a mermaid. Hey, excuse me? Marcus stammered, still unsure if he was hallucinating or if the margaritas from lunch had taken a bizarre turn. Are you stuck? The mermaid looked up at him, her massive sea-green eyes full of embarrassment. I was just sunbathing, she exclaimed, wriggling her tail, which only seemed to lodge it deeper in the sand. I didn't realize the tide would go out so fast. Can you help? Marcus blinked. You're a mermaid. Yes, a mermaid. Now could you stop gaping and help me out of this ridiculous situation? He hesitated for a moment, but then shrugged. Okay, but I've never pulled a mermaid out of the sand before. Do I just yank? Just don't pull anything important, and we'll be fine, she replied, flicking her tail weakly. Marcus rolled up his sleeves. All right, here goes. He crouched down, grabbed her slippery, scaly tail, and gave it a good pull. Nothing, she sighed. You're gonna have to pull harder. I'm not a beach chair. Marcus planted his feet in the sand, took a deep breath, and tugged again, harder this time. The mermaid let out a small yelp. Watch your hands, human, that's not my tail. Those are my precious coconuts. Hands off! Sorry, he said, his facing turning bright red from embarrassment, losing his balance, and face planting into the sand. Almost there, she said through gritted teeth. Just one more. Determined, Marcus gave one last mighty heave, grunting like he was trying to pull a stubborn lawnmower cord. With a sudden, dramatic schlurp, her tail popped free from the sand, sending both of them flying in opposite directions. Marcus landed with a thud, coated head to toe in wet sand, and maybe something else a bit more slimy and sticky. The mermaid, now freed, flicked her tail triumphantly. Ha! Freedom! She turned toward Marcus, who was spitting sand out of his mouth and blinking at her, still processing what just happened. Thanks, human, she said, swimming gracefully toward him. I couldn't have done it without you. You might want to wash that slimy, sticky stuff off you. It leaves a nasty stink. No problem. Happy to help, Marcus muttered, awkwardly trying to get back on his feet. For your heroic deed, she said, flipping her hair back dramatically, I'll grant you a reward. Before Marcus could say, what kind of reward, she leaned in and kissed him lightly on the lips. There was a soft musical hum in the air, as if the ocean itself was serenading them. Marcus blinked in surprise. That's a really nice reward. The mermaid giggled, her eyes twinkling. Oh, it's magical too. Magical, Marcus repeated, feeling a strange tingling sensation spread from his lips to his toes. Wait, what kind of? But before he could finish his question, the mermaid was already swimming off, her shimmering tail splashing joyfully in the water. Thanks again. Gotta swim. Bye, she called out, waving her tail as she disappeared into the deep blue. Marcus stood there, still feeling tingly, but shrugged it off. Weird day, he muttered, turning back to head up the beach. But as he took a step, he noticed something odd. His toes weren't digging into the sand quite the way they used to. In fact, they weren't toes anymore. They were scales. What? He looked down in horror as his legs started to meld together. His feet transformed into a sleek, shimmering tail. No, Marcus cried, hopping on one leg, or tail, like a newly hatched penguin. This isn't happening. This can't be happening. But it was happening. The tingling intensified, and within seconds, Marcus was standing in the shallow surf, his lower half now a fully formed, glittering merman's tail. That kiss wasn't just magical. It was cursed, he groaned, flopping helplessly in the water. She didn't even tell me. Well, I guess I got to feel those nice coconuts. He tried to swim, but had no clue what to do with his new appendage. It flopped around like an untrained dolphin doing tricks. Passers-by on the beach were starting to stare. Hey, buddy, you okay? A beachgoer called out. Does it look like I'm okay? Marcus snapped. I've got a tail. The beachgoer just blinked, probably wondering if this was some elaborate TikTok prank, before walking away slowly. As Marcus struggled to adjust to his new aquatic reality, a familiar voice echoed in his head. "Oh, I might have forgotten to mention," the mermaid's voice chimed telepathically, "that the kiss would turn you into a merman." "Whoops! My bad. Good luck with the tail, though." "Bye!" With a frustrated sigh, Marcus flopped into the surf. "Next time, I'm sticking to regular sandcastles." And with that, Marcus, the newest, most confused merman on Earth, began his new life, awkwardly swimming into the horizon, wondering just how long it would take to get used to having fins. Maybe he could catch up to her now that he was the same as her.